It is World Water Day, a day created by the United Nations to raise awareness about water issues around the globe. Today at the Manitoba Legislature, Wolseley NDP MLA Rob Altemeyer will introduce a bill calling for better management of Manitoba's waterways. And he's with us this morning. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Marcy. How are you?
I'm well. What are you specifically calling for in your bill?
The bill does several pieces. It amends 5 different pieces of legislation. One of the key components is quite timely, as it turns out. The government is claiming there's no scientific evidence that having a winter spreading of manure is going to harm our waterways. So one of the pieces in my bill says, okay, let's the data every single year that is collected by the province that monitors how many nutrients end up in our rivers and streams across the province.
Now, concerns were recently raised about proposed legislation by the Pallister government that would reduce the number of drinking water infrastructure inspections for public water suppliers. How concerned are you about that?
Well, it's very concerning, and there's 2 different pieces here, and I just want to make one distinction first. The regular, daily or weekly water testing is not affected by this legislation, and I'm not suggesting that it is. So that work will still continue. The problem is the Pallister government's proposal would double the number of years in between inspections of the infrastructure of our water system. So all the pipes and the treatment facilities, and the Walkerton inquiry, which followed that horrible tragedy in that Ontario community where people died because their water system failed, recommended no more than 5 years for those inspections to happen. And now out of the blue, Pallister says no, and every 10 years is okay. And they've produced no scientific evidence to back up the safety record.
Why wasn't the NDP able to get this done in the 17 years you were in power if it's such a priority?
Well, this is not anything that we did or didn't do. This is an existing regulation that we actually brought in as a result of the Walkerton inquiry, which Pallister is now weakening. The crisis in Walkerton, 7 people tragically passed away. Thousands of people became ill, and as a result of that, we actually tightened the regulations and required that water treatment facilities face much tougher standards than used to be the case, and this was replicated across the country. So now Pallister is actually weakening some good work that not just us, but provincial governments across the country undertook after Walkerton took place.
Now, as I mentioned, it's World Water Day, part of the prompting of our discussion here. Some say we have a drinking water crisis on many First Nations communities. What do you think the province should be doing about that?
Well, I could not agree more. I don't understand how, in an era of reconciliation, we can possibly hope to have success when there are so many communities that just don't have the basic necessities of life, and clean, safe drinking water and sewage treatment plants do not exist in First Nations communities the way that they should. That absolutely needs to be a priority for all of us.
We'll leave it there this morning. Thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for your interest.
That's Rob Altemeyer, the NDP MLA for Wolseley.